Hi guys, it's been a while for me to do the video, and because I've been doing the preparation and taking the exam for some security license, and it's called the Series 65. I bought a package for taking the exam since August of 2025, and then basically putting it aside. I haven't pay much attention to it. And then I thought, after a while, I thought maybe it's time to get it done because I was not fully aware of its power and until after the exam, after passing it, and then I did some digging through the AI chatbot and found it's actually the license is very useful because if you really want to be the financial or investment advisor, that it really opens the door for you. Especially in my case, that I have a comprehensive service I can provide. I can do the insurance. I can do um, estate planning because I have a certificate from National Institute of Certified Estate Planner. So that makes me basically one-stop service to provide all those um, anything and everything related to individuals and families and financial services. But anyway, so basically, I've been doing this. I passed that exam, which turns out to be pretty tough. We had like 130 questions, 140 questions, and 3 hours. And then it's a tougher. Then like, the preparation package that I used, actually a lot of problems was not unexpected from the exam. Luckily, I was able to pull it off, so that's good news. But anyway, I've been thinking about, I had a shock before right before, I think it's February 11th, that when James Van Der Beek was passed away surprisingly at the age of 48. It's really, but because he had a third stage color colorectal cancer. I cannot pronounce that. There's another term that I can never pronounce that I think says a corona colonoscopy or something. I can never pronounce that right. That's why not a native speaker. It has some problems. But anyway, I want to make that as a good case to illustrate some important point because you know financial issues may strike, get the impression that it's a kind of a boring, and then people talking about this they're not that sexy, or the issue is it's not exciting, and most people don't want to touch it. But if you really know the difference, if you really know the financial matters, you will be good at using the real life issues, real life case studies to illustrate the point. Then suddenly you make everything that relevant, everything exciting, everything. It's basically close next door to you, close to you. So I want to use this one, James case, to illustrate the point. I guess the one thing that we can think of, we can start is that um, the fitness misses or mysteries. Because James openly told us that he, at the time when he had a diagnosis of a colon cancer, he felt like he was like at the peak of his fitness because he was doing something like a cold plunging. Basically you know, sometimes it could be using the cold lake. You jump into the lake and then for like 10 minutes or something like that. But if you are high tech, you can have like a little swimming pool with cold water with ice in it, and then you put your body in it for a while. Just like basically the opposite of doing sauna. So he was thinking that he is a really good shape, but it turns out to be that even if you were fit, you could be perfectly fit. But usually when we comes to wellness, called fitness, we talk about the cardiovascular. Cardiovascular is basically upper body, you know. But when it comes to colon cancer, it's basically an lower body, lower portion of body. Um, that could be a real killer because a lot of attention has been given to cardiovascular, but not to the lower upper body. Then a lot of them it's a silence killer that because they always say that you have like a blood in the stool, and if you have a major change, a major shift in the bowel movement habit, or weight loss, those kind of things. But most people can come up with the excuse. They're thinking that it's maybe there's a diet, and maybe I have a periodical thing, but actually you really really need to do the colonoscopy. That's the only way. But also, the magic power of the colonoscopy is that it only not only diagnoses, but it can remove it. Because the remove the stuff from your colon, and then that will, you know, basically it's a kind of a treatment, not just diagnosis. So that's the beauty of it. And I had that. And but it also, so this is a one lesson that we can all learn. The other lesson, the major one, is the more relevant to my security exam, is that the financial lessons. Um, we have to understand because James Beek told us a very important lesson. That's why I think that it's highly relevant because for entertainment, for athletics, or for sports, you know, a lot of the Hollywood wealthy, they were not well prepared for disasters like this. We all know that after the Beek's death, passing away, his family, his wife, had to go to GoFundMe, and luckily obviously a lot of people still have a humanity. They quickly the latest thing that I figure, I noticed that they already raised like $2.5 million. But here is the key thing. Here is the drive away. I may have to get another video to finish this because I usually want to stay within 10 minutes. Here is the key point: is that if he had signed the right contract with Hollywood, with the studio, in his case is Double B, Warner Brothers, um, he would not need to go to GoFundMe at all. In fact, he will be not only asset rich, but cash rich. Right now, the problem is that he is asset rich but cash poor, just like many California resident. They live in a house. Their house may be like multi-million dollars, but in terms of money, they may still have to apply for a food stamp or something like that. So that's why it's very important for the financial advisor to ask what is your net worth. Usually, net worth will exclude your primary residence, and then that truth comes out. Okay, so here the point is that had he signed the right contract with Hollywood, he will be a much better situation because he will have the part of equity, part of ownership of the show, any show that you get into. Otherwise, without that, you are basically you are gig workers. Just like you're not much different from the people driving Ubers, people driving the Lyft. Okay, so that's the key thing. That's another thing. Another point that I want to emphasize is that for especially for young people, for athletics, for young actors and actors, um, they really need some financial advice. Basically, everybody looks like they know that they need to find a lawyer, right? But a lawyer is not just everything, because a lawyer you have to wait until the lawsuit. But the financial matters, it comes more preemptive. So if you know at the point, if you have some advice from a financial fiduciary, called a fiduciary, that's the key, meaning that they put your interest before mine. If you have the right fiduciary advices, then that's a story, that's a game changer. Let's stop here.